Let's get in here. Let's get in here because I'm already late. Already late. It ain't my fault though, just for the record. Oh, that's the wrong message. Sorry, I'm posting on my Discord. Delete message. I'm supposed to be posting the stream. I posted my whole profile. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. There we go. Alley oop. All right, done that. What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? Happy Friday. Happy Friday. What's up, Supreme? Okay. Anyway. All right. Sorry, I got caught up in my phone for a little bit. What's up, Sleepy? So, this week, very good chapter. Okay. You know, it felt like this during season 3 when Siu goes on a little bit of a bad run. He starts to go on a good run. Like it always seems to happen like that. Like he'll have this bad span and then he'll just have this fire span. And you know what makes me feel bad? It's like the other chapters that were pretty bad, like the 21 and the 22, 23. If they were just combined and condensed, it would have been fine. But let's just be happy with what we got. Okay. He finally getting to the meat and potato of things and we not really worry about side shit. So that's the good part. Nothing, just did my workout for today. Nice, nice. I can't wait till I'm back to full fitness where I can go to the gym like I used to. I used to be in the gym 4 days a week. And I got in a car accident and I still haven't been able to go back. But a couple more months, I'll be back to normal. So shout out to you. But yeah, man, like he's on a good run right now. Now I hate to say that this good run usually gets plastered with a bad couple, but seeing as long as he doesn't drag the fight, the Rahab versus Urek that we're about to get, as long as he doesn't drag that out, then we should be good. Like it should be fine. Just don't make it seem like it's close because it shouldn't be close. You've already shown that Urek outclasses this guy by a milestone. It's not even funny. Like Urek is literally high ranker level, and this guy's advanced ranker. Like it's not close. This is what it looks like when a high ranker fights an advanced ranker. That's exactly what it looks like. Um, I have a bad feeling that he somehow is going to make the next chapter about Evelyn and others instead of the Urek fight. Yeah, I was about to say. So I think in the next chapter we'll probably get POV switch, which he loves to do, especially before a fight. So we'll probably get a POV switch of what Evelyn and Lou are doing. Like we're probably going to get whatever's happening with the Queen, right? Because I don't think the Queen's dead. I think that she's probably just like healing herself up to a point where she'll probably be smaller and more manageable. She won't be as the size that she was. So that's probably what's happening. She'll probably still be under Evelyn. I don't think that shot kills her. I really don't. As much they said, it taking multiple rankers to take her down. I doubt one shot in the back is taking her out. So she'll probably be healed up or healing, and we'll probably see Evelyn and her kind of, intermingle or whatever. Then we'll probably get to see the Lu clone or the other aesthetic guy. We'll probably get to see whatever Cheongium made him go do. So we know that like before Urek met Cheongium the first time, he had told him a plan of basically capturing Lou, who's an aesthetic as a regular. So whatever he ran to go do is probably what's about to happen. So he's probably gonna be plotting on Lou, trying to sway him, or maybe he drugs him or something like that. Now that would be career S side if he tries to attack Lou while Evelyn's there, because apparently this guy doesn't have any fighting ability. So if he tries to take or do something to Lou while Evelyn's there, he's just gonna get packed up. But if he does get packed up though, which I assume he will, maybe he explains a little bit of why he's doing it, and then Lou goes into a little bit of the backstory behind how he escaped from the island. Like that is some background stuff I would want to know. I know that Urek is absolutely the main focus of the story, but Lou is like a piece of this, right? So I would love to see the aesthetic guy tries to get Lou. Evelyn thwarts him, packs him out. Lou says, no, don't kill him because he comes from the same island as me. I understand what he's going through or how he's feeling. And then Lou goes into the backstory of explaining to Evelyn, hey, so we come from this place where we go through this trial, and the way I escaped was da da da, and maybe we get some details and some more background on like the angels, who these people are they special, are they different, why is the floor guardian ignoring their island, like what's their whole thing, right? So I hope that's what I would do if I was you. I would use that to pedal into that narrative, to talk about that, because I think that part of it is important. I don't want to just hear it from the side of the angels and like Cheongam. I want to hear what the guys who are actually experiencing the crazy stuff. I want to hear what they have to say about what they're dealing with. So I want one of the little dolphins that was a part of her to survive. New queen just steals it. I want one of the little dolphins that was a part of her to survive as a new queen. Okay, yeah, I like that. I like that idea too. One of those little dolphins. They're like cute in a way, right? They kind of fit her. I think that would be nice. Especially if it has the potential to grow into a queen. Yeah, I would agree with you. Neo is related to V and Thug in some way. In my opinion, there are too many similarities. I would agree. The looks, the temperament. There's something there. And then Lou's sister. I'm calling this out now. Like this is Lou's sister. So let me pull up the chapter real quick. But I didn't peep it the first couple times we saw her like in the background, but that is absolutely Lou's sister. Like they are twins. Matter of fact, it'd be easier if I just brought up my video and show it. But if you watched my review, then you know that they look exactly like sisters, right? Yeah, do this. And we'll go to videos, and we'll go to that. Check this out. Yeah, we know that they oh, not sisters, but they look like siblings. Like Neo's the guy and she's the girl. They're like twins. All right, we'll pull that up, and we'll pull that up, and then we'll pull that up, and then we will pull this up of my video. Easiest way to do it is just pull up my video, because I already have an image on there of them being together. Well, I don't think Neo's a guy though, right? Like I don't know if I think Neo's a guy, right? I mean, that's your. Well, I can't say who's hotter because I if Neo's a guy, but if if that's your twist, then hey, more power to you. Yeah. So this is from my video, right, where we have both of them, and they're to me pretty obviously twins. I think that's pretty clear. I don't know why it keeps disappearing. It's so weird. It like shows for a second and it disappears. Anyway, you see what I'm saying? They're twins. They gotta be. Even like I know like this is discolored, but if you look at it, if you look at their actual color, their eye color is the same. Their hair color, Neil's is a little bit darker. But they literally are twins. They've got to be twins. Literally twins. So I don't know what that means, and I don't know what she means when she says that they want to discover the truth. I'm not sure what that means either. Like the truth of what, like that also could be um I have this theory that Neo's like sick or something, or there's something wrong with him. Like there's something wrong with. I think Neo's like sick, and I think that it has to do with them maybe possibly being like, this is my own thing, but I think it has something to do with them maybe being twins or something. Um, because again, it goes back to that panel in like chapter 5 or 6 where Neo was like sitting around the corner watching that the one guy interrogate them. Um, Let me go back to the chapter to show you. What was that, like chapter 6? No, was it like chapter 9? What chapter was that? Where Neo's sitting around the corner and the guy confronts them. Okay, this is more close to it. So it's got to be chapter 8, right? No, chapter 8 is this. Yes, it's this one. Okay. So in this chapter, right, where Rohan gets and Lou get approached by this guy. Um they get approached by this guy, and we get this blood stain. This blood stain, to me, it always like it either gives like eerie vibes or a sickness. And then you see this piercing go through Neo's chest, and then that's where the blood stain is. So a part of me thinks like Neo is on like a time clock of like he's sick or something, and it could have something to do um with his twin, or maybe like that's his wish when he gets the Mago, that he gets healed or they get healed, or there's something there where I think he's like on a time limit because he seems like he's in a rush. Now I don't know. I really don't know what the truth thing is, though. I'm not sure what that is. Um, I'm going to make a prediction and say that the blue haired girl and the guy with the glasses is the reason why Urek knows as a pervert. Yeah, you know what? That's not too far off, actually. You're probably right. Though I'm not interested in seeing them again. The way Urek speaks about his world getting devoured by darkness, yet denies the claims of the great warriors of the outside not being good. So I don't know whether it's a contradiction from Urek's side. So you think that they're evil, like the great warriors? I'm not exactly tracking that. Twin theory is strong. Yeah, what's up, Zenu? For sure. Yeah, they're definitely twins. Can't stay for the stream, but Magel's design is great, and Urek is top 500 easily. Rahab is going to get exposed. Yeah, it's not. Yeah, yeah. Rahab is like I would say he's still disappointing, though. I think he's gonna probably pull out his actual techniques in this fight, but it's still gonna be to no avail. Like I don't even. I'm really surprised that Seal's taking this route of actually trying to have Rahab fight Urek, because we literally just watched Rahab and Lapis get their asses handed to them, no problem. So why we're going to a 1v1, I don't know, because it's not going to change. It's literally going to be a mopping, especially when Urek would say, I have never been trying. I've never been trying. It's like he's doing the percentage thing again, where he was doing 25-30% of Shinsu power released. It's like the same shit. He's like, bro, I'm not trying. So it's gonna be a mop session. I just hope he doesn't drag it out. I think Neo was detecting the Pilgrim getting hit by Cheongim's attack, or just Pilgrim in general. It has that symbol. Oh, okay, I see what you mean. Um, I mean, okay. I don't think that's not too far off. I think Heidi is the one is actually the one in charge. Mm, I don't know. You could be right, but I only say I don't know because Rahab doesn't seem like the type to take orders from anybody. Like Cheongyam, I guess Cheongyam's the same way, but he just seems more refined. If you mean like in charge of like the whole angel operation, I could see that. I'm more inclined to believe that, and like he's more in charge of like the regulars and the tests and everything. You're probably right about that. I would agree with that. Basically, when Danson told Urek about how the Great Warriors described the outside, but Urek said it was nothing like that. Oh, okay. So you're saying that um, it's just furthering the notion that they come from possibly different times. We still don't know. They come from different times or different eras. I think we're like I don't. Yeah, that whole thing is still a big mystery. I personally think it's just a different era. I know there's like the multiverse thing that people are throwing out, but I think it's just a different era or time because when you and I'm going to connect this to that theory video I'm going to do on Bomb about the crystals, but there's certainly a massive time difference between when the Great Warriors entered to where they left off, where Arlen and V went to war with the Empire, to now. Like there's like tens of thousands of years in between. Like there's literally generations in between when Arlen and V went to war with the Zahard Empire to now. Like there's a thousands of years at least in tower time, inside the tower time between that. So if the outside travels at the same time or if it doesn't, I'm not exactly sure. I think the time is different in both places, but I think it's just a different error, a different error in time. That's all. Um, and it would be super duper interesting too. And I don't know if he'll actually incorporate this in the main story, but if the guys in the crystals, so Mago and the rest of the original luminous ones, if they're the original luminous ones from the original time, so like they're the first ones to exist, right? Because that's what we're told in the first chapter that those luminous ones, the first six, those are the first ones to exist. So if we're following my theory of it, where it's time based, then there should be no reason that the great warriors are not aware of them, if you understand what I'm saying, right? So if the luminous ones are the first to exist and they created a life of people or whatever, then the great warriors should know of their existence if it's in the same world. Like they should be like godly beings that they like I like to think of it like they sit on Olympus type of thing. Now they could have been defeated before they were like known, but if they're like legendary figures who helped create the world, then they should be known. And then a little bit of evidence, and not that it's complete evidence, but a little bit of evidence to that would be like the name of Edwin Spear that everybody keeps talking about. The name of his spear is named after one of the who's it named after? Is it named after Mago? But his spear being named after that, it's kind of like, oh, I named my spear after like a god that I knew from the outside, right? Like that kind of it kind of fumbles into each other. If that's true, it's not. We don't know if that can also be retcon, the name of his spear and everything. But I'm just for little bits of pieces that we know, it could be connected in that way where the great warriors may have never came across the luminous ones, but they could be like godly beings in their world. That's all. Um, I think he was sensing the bloodlust from the guy who was going to attack Mister Liu. Okay, and that's what kind of what Zena was saying. So okay, um, I think Rahab is going to transform just like the bull, amping him up to a higher ranker level. Ooh, that's actually a very good. I actually would agree with you there, Urek. That probably does happen. He probably does the same way that Rahab, the bull, got its ass beat and transformed into this grotesque figure. Rahab probably has the same thing happen to him. You're probably right. I like the idea of that. Yes, the stuff related to the gems and angels. I think he was sensing the blood. Yeah, yeah. When I saw the spoilers on X, I almost got a heart attack because they say Yurik and Rahab are going to play a game. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Game would have been crazy. That would have been that if it was a game. I think this chapter's ranking would be a lot lower. It's interesting that Mago knows Yurik's name despite being sealed before he spawned into existence. It seems like Luminous Ones have a cosmic connection. Yep, I think that too, Zenu. I think it's more along the lines of maybe the Luminous Ones are like they're gods, right? They're like gods from the outside, and maybe there was like a fortune or a foretold last luminous one, because it's told to us that Urek is kind of the last of his line. So maybe they knew of his existence eventually coming later, or it could just be a cosmic connection. But it's in the note that Shin left, it said grandson, so it's almost like they knew of his existence possibly coming later or something like that. Somewhere along the lines of that. I like how you say timelines, but you don't want to say the word, say worlds. I don't want to say worlds. I don't want to say worlds, because I feel like worlds are a lot different than timelines. Like timelines exist, like it's the same world, it's just that like different things happen like during the time. Obviously worlds is like way more descriptive, way more different. Like we're talking about whole different concepts, whole different countries, different languages. Like we don't mix or anything. So I want to kind of stick to more timeline-ish for me. I think worlds just makes it more difficult, me personally, if you're trying to keep things in line, because there's like different cultures and just just completely different things. So that's why I like to keep it a little bit cohesive. We need to see how Urek reacts to the workshop. If the blog posts are true and the workshop is a thing on the outside tower as well, Urek should recognize it. That's a very, 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 very good point. That's a very good point, and I would love to see that. That would be that's a very good catch. He should technically, if that hasn't been retconned, if it exists and it should exist on both sides, he definitely should recognize it. I wonder how he reacts to that. I wonder if he tells us anything about his world by saying that. Like, oh, the workshop developed the cities in the tower, and it develops the cities on the outside of the tower. Like, that would be crazy. Yeah, good catch there. That's definitely like a detail I would like to know. Light created life, like how humans were born from plant in the tower. Among that life, the six luminous ones are the special ones. So Urek's world, humans were created by light. Correct. We still don't know if Urek comes from the same world as the Great Warriors. MS thinks they're multiverse, and it tells user story. There were multiple planets. I don't know what CU is leaning to. So yeah, if it's in the TU and there were multiple planets, then it gets. I try not to be biased, but okay. If he already has planets, then it might be a planetary thing. I don't know how I feel about that though. But yeah. So but yeah, back to the chapter. So yeah, the twin. I'm taking the call on her, Leo. I'm not sure what she means by this. I don't know if y'all have any takes on this. The flower that grants wishes blooms, then we finally discover the truth. The truth of what, though? Like, the truth of what? I want to know what that means. It could be specific to them, and she's thinking about Neo as she says that. So it could be like the truth of like them being born. It could be I have no idea where that's going with, and we still don't know who Neo wants to murder. We still don't know who Neo wants to murder. I don't know if you guys have any ideas about that yet, but he hasn't shown extra hostility towards like Rahab, or I don't think he's seen Cheongium yet. I don't think he's seen like Lapis yet. So we don't exactly know who he's hostile towards. That would be interesting. I wonder if it has something to do with a great warrior. I only say that because okay, so let's play with an idea real quick, right? So a lot of people believe that Neo is connected to V in some way, right? Like somebody just commented that. I forget who just did, but I think it was Supreme. And I know Zenu, you're high on that. And there's a couple people who are high on the Neo V bomb thing, right? What if Neo is somehow connected to V, and the person that he wants to kill is Zahard, and the whole and there's so for some reason, if there's like he's like maybe the first iteration of like the V bomb thing, and he wants to kill Zahard, and he's like using he knows about the dark gems, and the intention to take the dark gem right now is to possibly attack, like get the power of a dark gem or get the power of Mago to possibly like take out Zahard. Like, you see where I'm going with that? Like, what if the person that he wants to take out is literally Zahard? I don't see why it wouldn't be that, right? Like, if you're tracking the theory that some of you believe that V is connected to Neo and Neo is connected to V and Bomb, then the person that meets in the middle has to be Zahard, right? Just following you guys' theory. What's up, man? For real, the thought when it comes to outside the tower, I feel like the cosmos in the real world, it's vast and could have many worlds. I mean, this story on Earth has to be translated. Yeah, and I'm a little biased. I'm just a little biased to multiple worlds because it just when it comes to multiple worlds, it's just so much that comes with one world that if you have multiple, it's just hard to keep track of. But CU has done a great job of world building, so I'll give them. I won't harp on it too much. We don't know anything for sure, one planet or multiple worlds. I don't think we'll find out until we get Zahar and Arlen's backstory. Yeah, I don't think there's gonna be much revealed about the world on the outside. Yeah, there's no reason to reveal it at this time. What do you think about the theory that V inside Bomb is part of V, is the parts of V he discarded? So like Zahara did. Okay, similar to how the family has discarded parts of themselves in the red dump, V parts just ended in Bomb somehow. Which explains the different personality. V discarded parts of himself he didn't want. I I like where you're going with it, but personally, I think that it's more along the lines that V changed after Zahar decided to take over the tower. I think that after watching his son get killed and whatever happened to Arlen, I think V just went into a dark place. Like if you follow Zenu doesn't think that Arlen is exactly innocent. He thinks that she's like she has something to do with like some of the evil shit. But I'm more along the lines that I think Zahar turned V into a dark person, because if you look at all like some of the evidence, Zahar manipulated his friends into thinking that V's the enemy. Okay, so his friends that he knew that they entered the tower with and they climbed and stuff with, he turned them against him. Not only that, they're fighting against each other, and his son was killed. I think he just went into a dark place, and at this point, it's revenge over everything. It's like we're getting revenge, and the parts of V that's talking to Bomb is like we're doing this for pure revenge. So I don't know. I think it's more just like a revenge story. Because there are parts of V that he did show that did seem like the V that we saw in the flashback, like the jokiness, the smile with like the deadly, like the guy who smiles but he's like really deadly behind it. Like I still got them vibes from like that part, the parts of V that we got from Bomb. Wait, what if Neil is from the red dump and he is part of V, similar to how the bosses Wang Nam are? I don't want to connect red dump stuff to this, unfortunately, as much as I want to, because even in this chapter with Rahab saying the exact same words that we heard from Revolutionaries, which is, I don't care, destroy this world, destroy this tower. Rahab is like full on revolutionary. Like, to be honest, if we go into the main story and we see Rahab somehow alive and he's a revolutionary, I would not be surprised, because he's given the exact same energy. But right now, I don't know if the red dump is exactly open. I mean, I guess it would be, because it during the Hidden Grove era, before they were sealed, the captain or the boss was able to make the predictions about bomb. So that happened during what, was that the second generation? Or was that was during, no, that was during Genesis, right? So if that happened during Genesis, then the red dump had to already or the red dump had to be open or somehow exposed. So you could be right. You could be right. Actually, actually, I don't exactly hate the idea of revolutionaries and like I don't know if I hate the idea of that actually. I don't know if we can connect that. But I don't hate the idea of revolutionaries and dark gems and like I don't hate the idea of it. It's a new. I only don't want. I don't want to dig too deep into it because the revolutionaries are a very new concept and a very new thing to the tower, and it just happened literally like what, the last 40 chapters of season 3. So it's still like a brand new thing where we don't know much, but I don't hate the idea of a connection there because parts of me have to think, well, what reason is Rahab, Lapis, Heidi, if these people were rankers or they were already alive, why did they commit to Phantominium? Like, don't get me wrong, Phantominium is a god, okay? He's a god from the outside. However, what do you have to do to believe that Phantominium is something above Zahard? You see what I'm saying? Like, Phantominium just entered the tower. At some point, Lapis, Heidi, Rahab come across him. Is it the fact that he granted them more power, like easily, that sways them? But to me, thinking about it logically, I don't know if I would still take the chance of going against the Zahar Empire, right? Because you're going against all of the great warriors and their families. So regardless of what Phantominium himself can do for you, that's a lot of people. And at this point, it's generations of people. And they're extremely strong. Like, there's no telling how strong Zahard is. Like, if we're tracking that Urek and Zahard are around the same strength, then you see what I'm saying? Like, what makes you turn on the king? But Fanta is Fanta. So Fanta is Fanta. But I don't expect them to understand who and what Fanta are. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I don't expect people from inside the tower to understand the monstrosity of what Phantominium is. Unless he really just showed some crazy feats. I'm talking about let's just say they were the Floor Guardian tried to attack Phantominium and Phantominium forced the Floor Guardian away or damaged the Floor Guard or something of that line, right? Like something as dangerous as what Enryu did is what would have to convince me if I'm somebody like a Lapis or a Heidi or them. You would have to convince me you would have to do a feat on the same level as Enryu, which is killing a Floor Guardian or doing something as crazy as teleporting to another floor at will, like Axis level shit, right? The Axis, he would have to show Axis level feats for me to, like, as a ranker, to be like, okay, I'm going against the Empire. You see what I'm saying? Or these guys were already dead and they were brought back to life. That's also a thing, right? Like, they died and came back to life. That's a feat in itself. Because, like, who nobody can resurrect life. Like resurrecting life is not a thing. So there also could be that. I don't know. Um, well, she referred to him as became a monster. Yeah, he did. Well, she referred to him as a loved one. Is the description mentioned grandson? So it could be likely that hidden away from Phantom, so he couldn't find baby Urek. I think so too. I think that's more where I would go with it too, Sleepy. But V didn't want to rule. They wanted to keep climbing, and he didn't receive the immortality contest. So I don't know if he took pieces out of himself. Yeah, and yeah, exactly. And you remind me, Tilly. That's kind of what I was saying before. That's what Leslek was talking about. That's to me is what Leslek was talking about, right? So if we go back to Tower of God, right? I don't remember exactly what chapter that is. What chapter is it that Leslek fought? What chapter is it that Leslek was fighting Arihan? So it's not this chapter. Wait, it might be this one. No, I think it's 619. Yep, here it is. Okay, so in this chapter, right? Um, I didn't expect you. Is there the officials on here? Yeah, put the official up. Rihan didn't expect to see you in person. How is Arlen? How? Tell me how Arlen has been. What does it matter to you? However she's doing. I have to sneak in there before Arihan unleashes his full power. Yo, this man's crazy. This is still crazy. This is still crazy to me. But just to answer that question, I gotta skip through this because I don't want to get caught up in reading this. I remember when this chapter dropped, it was so hype. Give my regards to Arlen and V, although they may not wish to hear it from me. What are you talking about? You people are the ones who chose to leave. So, or have you forgotten? What do you expect to happen after what you did? So yeah, this is goes back to this is what I think they did. Just to go back to that. That's where I think when we're talking about the removal of feelings and stuff, yeah, V totally didn't do it. That when they say what they did, that is the moment where I believe that's when they did it. And that's where I think V and Arlen separated themselves from them. Like, okay, you guys are literally trying to take away your emotions and shit. You're not. You guys aren't human at that point. That was such a good chapter. I almost got caught. Every time I go back and look at some of these chapters from season 3, I get caught up in it because it makes me want to read it again. Especially like a flashback like this that was so badass. Love that. Really good shit. Um, but I think they want to plunge the tower into darkness and want to get rid of Zahara. Mago, the future queen, would fulfill that wish. That's why they sided with Phantominium. It's a cult. Maybe the attack on Zahara's castle is what made them believe in Phantominium, or he revived them, like you said. Six. So you think that happened already? I don't know if that happened yet. You think that happened already, Zenu? I'm not sure if I think it happened yet. I feel like I really feel like if it happened already, we would see it. Like we would see and hear about it, right? Because that wasn't something that was kept in the wraps, was it? Like that was like news. Like everybody kind of knew about it, type thing, right? I don't exactly remember. Let me see if I can. Contribute to the creation of stereotype against Ryan. He is presumably the most powerful entity in the tower, and is actually an accident. Known as the riddle, he is more agnostic. No clear motives, no clear origin. I just wanted to read about Phantom was created by darkness, blah blah blah. I'm glad they updated this. They just updated this too because this wasn't like this like a month ago. They just updated this information, which is nice. Whoever did it, thank you. Um, yeah, this was not like this a month ago. It still had all the old Tower of God stuff on it. One day, Phantom Minions suddenly appeared in the tower and breached the Heart's inner palace, massacring many royals and courtiers, all of whom were high-level rankers. He successfully broke through all the lines of defense and ultimately confronted Zahar. Yeah, I don't see how. Yeah, I don't see how. I don't see how this wasn't public. Like it's hard for me to believe that wasn't public knowledge, right? If he slaughtered lines and defenses and armies, I don't see how it was public. How it wasn't public. Like everybody didn't know about it. It would be hard to keep something of this of this magnitude under wraps. I respectfully but cold-heartedly disagree with everything you just said. I don't like the idea that the choices and actions are because of jihad. It diminishes their own actions. Stupid trope. What, you don't think that that Zahar like manipulated his friends? The New World game also says so, but in game, so it takes away the grain of take it with a grain of salt. Personally, I just want to see the raid because Yuri met Phantominium. I mean it. Seemingly, they were all talking about what brought back to life, so he could also have brought them back to life. I'm willing to believe that. I'm willing to believe that. All right, peace. Have a good stream. Thanks, Zenu. Peace out. What? Where did this come from? Where I've never seen this. He wielded a weapon. Phantom Medium's mysterious appearance from the tower left many under answered question, earning him subrequisite riddle. Another contributing factor was his combat style, described as a freewheeling and desultory combat style. He wielded a weapon that has not been seen anywhere inside the tower. Most eyewitnesses either died or lost their minds with fear, so the stories were not accurately reported. Simply put, Phantom is a monster shrouded in mystery with information about beginning and ending as a riddle. Interesting. Oh, you know what? In this original image that we saw, I never peeped at that. I've always thought that was like a shadow. I never peeped. Like, obviously, we know what he looks like now, but I always thought that was like a shadow. Huh. That's interesting to see now. Okay. But back to the chapter. So Mago, and we talked about Mago and Urek's. We think their connection possibly is. I can tell. Yeah, the fandom are gonna go crazy over her. That's gonna be good shit. So she's being born. I feel as if sh Neo. I mean, so I think I'm on with Supreme with this. He says that he thinks that Rahab is going to use the gem to transform more like the bull did, but he's still going to get his ass beat. I think that Rahab will probably get saved by Mago. Because if she's releasing right now and she's talking about Urek, then the first thing she's going to do is go before Urek. And that's going to be weird because she's a previous luminous one turned dark. So he's going to have to fight her. Like, obviously, I think that's obvious. We knew that. But it's so weird that she used to be a luminous one and now she's like a dark one, you could call it, and they still have like a bit of a connection. It's just these concepts are still so new to us, but it's very interesting. I did love the parts of the chapter. I do think Cheong Gim's Shinsu attacks are cool. The way they track and the way they like kind of close in. But obviously, Yurik dealt with it with no problem. Then was beating this man's ass. I mean, getting his face stepped on, getting getting dragged in the ground, then grabs his face again and pushes him down again. Like, bro, he just got stepped on and then his face like pushed down again. Like, man can't even get a breath up. This was bad. This is real bad. Um, and I did love um the gem talk. So Yurik's under the impression that there's no way that Phantominium gave you guys a direct gem, which is, I wonder if they're like faulty gems, like temporary ones, right? So think more of the lines of, if you guys ever seen Full Metal Alchemist, you remember, if you've seen Full Metal Alchemist or read it, they had the little short versions of the Philosopher Stones, right? They had the little circle versions. They weren't the actual potent, dense Philosopher Stones. It was the smaller ones. I'm thinking of it. It's something like that, right? Where they're like smaller versions of the crystals that aren't exactly pure, but they can still like grant enough power to somebody. And so I also did love the way Yurik talked to them. Yurik actually talked to them like he's the goat, right? Like he's like not even just the goat, but the fact that he's like an elder, like because Yurik is probably like really um a lot older than these guys in terms of his outside age. Because if he's a god, then maybe he doesn't age, and there's no telling like how long he existed, because we kind of did like a time skip um in the chapters where we saw him as a baby and then we saw him like as an adult. So I imagine like there probably was like a time skip, and he's probably been around for a long time. And he's telling them like, you guys don't know about gems at all. You don't know what they've done to my world. They make things dark. They like, it sounds like Yurik has been through a lot, and at least in this instance, I think Siu has to talk about it. So what I mean is, this is Yurik's side story. You have to give us some pieces of what happened in the world that he existed in. So he told us that it was like devoured and stuff, and that it was bad, but it also isn't as bad as the great warriors made it sound. So I would like a little bit more detail. If, like, let's say Phantominium has what I consider to be what I'm calling in the tower a crystal farm. He has crystal farms all over the world that Yurik lives in, and that Yurik's mission is destroying the crystal farms and destroying the people who use these dark crystals. It's going to be the same mission that's in the tower. He's probably going to destroy the crystal farms. Um, yeah, that's exact. I literally think it's that. Um, and he's like, I've been destroying crystal farms on the outside for dozens or maybe even hundreds of years, and you little frogs in this tower having these things that I've been destroying is like unprecedented. Like, well, you guys have no idea what you're dealing with. It's even better if this twisted world is devoured by something like that. So whatever Rahab's background is, we already we've assumed several times that Rahab is from the Lobopia family because he has a mask, I believe is the main thing. And it's like the sea urchin mask. It looks like the sea urchin family. So if Rahab comes from the Lobopia family, we know that he's depressed and that he hates life because trauma literally passed his trauma on to all of his children. All of his children act like this. Like they hate him, they hate the world. Yeah. So I wouldn't be surprised if I'm not too surprised at his reaction here. I did like this hammer thing. I thought that was pretty cool, even though like Urek absolutely dealt with it with no problem. That was really cool. But then she all immediately got diffed after that. And then it leads to the 1v1. And yeah, chapter was pretty good. It reconfirmed and added my disliking for Urek. Sorry, but big strong guy who dominates everything in the fight is boring. He's boring. I get it, Sleepy, and I compared him to an isekai character. Like I compared him to like like the normal trope in anime right now is like the super long worded anime that's like, oh, I've been reborn as a sword, or I've stumbled into a world where girls want to go to dungeons with me, like that type of shit. And all of those characters start off overpowered as fuck. It's like that. It's very similar to that. And quite frankly, I'm so tired of those anime. Like I hate that they're the popular thing right now. But yeah. Overall, the chapter was really good. Now, I am going to give you guys a little bit of sneak peek of my theory video that I'm working on. So I'll expand a little bit and I'll talk about it in the Discord a bit. But before I hop off here, I'll talk a bit about it. So some people right now are high on the fact of the concept of these gems, right? Like they really like the idea of gems. They really like the idea that gems could be it could be related to bomb in some way. That bomb could be could be from a gem. So just to give you guys a little sneak peek of the theory. Again, if you read the Discord, you saw it. But is the situation? And I'll ask a question, and I'll let you guys answer, and then I'll leave it at that. I like my protagonists to struggle and solve problems in other ways. Maybe people not stepping into. I agree with you, Sleepy. It's unfortunate that, but thank God it's not a main story thing. But I completely agree with you. Protagonists need to struggle, and I think Mago gives them that struggle. I do, because Yurek's not all powerful yet. He just diffs people from the tower. Oh my God, is that somebody's dog or is that a cat? I can't see. Sorry, hold on. 1 second. It's a cat. Oh my God, if I send a picture to my wife, she would freak out. There's a cat walking around with like a hula thing on its neck. I know it's one of my neighbor's cats, but it's adorable. Anyway, okay. So think about this Mago situation, right? This Neo sister who's babysitting Mago's crystal. No, I've never seen Hero Killer. I heard it's really good though. So think about Mago and this crystal, and Neo's sister babysitting the crystal. Does this not seem very similar to Bomb and Rachel? Okay. So think about Bomb and Rachel, right? What do we know about Bomb? Well, Bomb grew up in a cave. Why was Bomb trapped in this cave? Is it the same thing as what happened to Mago, where Bomb was being reborn because we know he died? What happens to these people in these crystals or who use these gems? They all have died, and they've been died and been reborn. Bomb died and is technically being reborn, which would kind of make Phantominium the outside god that he's working with, which I'm not against. But is this situation not very similar, right? That Bomb possibly comes from a dark gem that was directly given from Phantominium. So remember what Urek said. Urek said, I doubt you guys were good enough to get a gem directly from Phantominium, meaning that I think there are classifications of gems. There are very good dark gems, like the darkest of the dark, and then there are the lesser ones that Cheongyam and Rahab have. A direct gem from Phantominium was able to regenerate Bomb's dead body. And that's why he was trapped in the cave. And Rachel, like Neo's sister, was babysitting him. However, Arlen, possibly, the theory that has been longstanding how V got inside Bomb is that we know that Arlen preserved Bomb's body. If Arlen trapped V's soul into Bomb's dead body and it got revived by Phantominium via dark crystal in the cave, do you see where I'm getting at? Like, I never understood why Bomb was raised in the cave and why Rachel came to like be his attendant or like his friend. If Bomb was an infant who was first of all, if Bomb got revived from the dead, why isn't that he was instantly revived, right? He should have been instantly revived. It was something like that. Because there's a difference between the darkness god that created Phantominium and Phantominium. There's two different concepts of God here. Like the elder god that created Phantominium and then Phantominium. To me, if it's the elder god, which some people think that's the darkness god that brought back Bomb, then the process wouldn't be the same. The elder god should be able to just bring back dead like baby Bomb like that, not the crystal thing that Phantominium's doing. So, but Phantominium has been shown to bring people back to life. We're literally seeing it. So I'm more inclined to believe that, and on top of Bomb being resurrected or being found or taken care of in a cave, I'm leaning towards that. Again, new concepts. I'm just throwing it out there, but this is the theory that I'm riding on in my new theory for Bomb's resurrection, Bomb video. This is what I'm working on. So I'll go into much more detail in that video. I'm going to ask the same questions, and I'm going to answer them, some of them myself and what I think. But I want you guys to just take that and, okay, I don't want to spoil too much because it's this whole video that I'm going to make. So, how strong do you think Urek was outside the tower? In earlier chapters, Urek says that his power was returning, meaning current Urek might be severely nerfed compared to what he was outside. Yeah, he did say something weird like that, right? Like his power was returning. I do think like he was like nerfed in a way. It could just be like the density of the tower. Maybe like Shinsu affects things. Maybe it affects his body, and he needs to learn how to like use the power within the tower. I'm not exactly sure, but yeah, I don't think there's any way to really measure that. Well, first you need to read it, review live streams on your channel because I want to hear your reaction. Okay, yeah, no. Some guys in the Discord have recommended that to me a lot. Like they've recommended me Hero Killer a lot. It's just that it's hard to find time. Believe me, I have 3 YouTube channels. Okay, so it's extremely hard for me to keep up with multiple chapters of stuff I'm reading, on top of all the anime I'm watching and talking about that in the Discord, and then doing this stuff, especially when the regular Tower God comes back, and then doing the streams. So I'm committed through 3 channels. I'm very hard working at it, but one day if I like Hero Killer enough, I will definitely get to it. If anything, I can read some of it and talk about it in the Discord, but creating videos for it, it'll take some time for me to do that. So the V thing is so weird because V represented by the line inside of him, but the line was supposed to be just a symbolism about Bomb's power, not an actual thing. We literally see Bomb draw the line, right? Yeah, yeah, and that's the thing with um some of the theory that V's soul was put inside a bomb. That's the only thing that would explain why V is inside a bomb. Like that dead carcass, the dead carcass that was put inside bomb. That's what I think that was a part of their reanimation spell. So like it's told to us that Arlen had to use she used a spell to preserve Bomb's body. I think that spell may have required V's death. So what if it required the death of his father or the death of somebody from his blood, and on top of that, a soul has to be put in that body to preserve it. That kind of fits and tracks to keep his body alive to me. Otherwise, why put your father's soul into your son's body, right? Like that's crazy work. Even if you wanted to get revenge, that's still crazy to do. So, yeah. But you guys tell me, think on my theory and what you think, and if you think it tracks or whatever. And yeah, so I'm gonna get off of here. I only had about an hour to spend. I'm sorry I showed up late. We would have had more time to, discuss some more things. But I pretty much got through everything I wanted to get to as far as my predictions and stuff goes. So, thank you guys, Sleepy, Supreme, Tilly, Zenu, anybody else that I missed from the top. Sorry if I missed you. Urek. Thank you guys all for coming through, and anybody watching this back. Yeah, wait for the next chapter to drop and next stream. So till then, look out for my theory video that I just spoke about. So I will be dropping that theory video possibly this weekend. I'm